So when we speak about butterfly, about how it flaps its wings, etc., is what we have seen. So let's see what this butterfly is all about. And this concept of butterfly has been the world over. It's one insect that's all over the world. And it's been recorded right from very ancient times all across the world. Let's take probably, since we all speak English, let's take England, Holland, that area first. I'm going to say something very gross now. Do you know how the word butterfly came about? Any idea? Anybody? Okay. The excreta of a butterfly looks like butter. So they call it buttershit. And some good person thought it fit to, instead of being so ignoble, to make it more better, they call it butterfly. Actually, in old Dutch language, it's still called buttershit. That's the text that's put there, unfortunately, but that's how it came about. And a butterfly is one thing, its taste buds are in its feet, its pods, pada, feet. So that's where taste buds are. Go on. Okay, let's go to the Greek civilization. Do you know what they called a butterfly? Psyche. So the word psychology, psychiatry, psychic, psyche, all deals with soul as well as with butterfly. So they equated a soul with butterfly. That's what they did. And one of the person who spoke quite a bit about psyche, that is butterfly, and soul, is Aristotle, the great scholar of ancient Greece. Next. So if you look at all these words, psychiatry, psychology, all this comes from psyche, meaning butterfly as well as soul. So for them, both were equal, butterfly and soul. About how the concept of soul and butterfly, Hema will talk in the next session, so I'll just go on to the next step. So it's not just there in Vedas, it's there in all the civilizations they looked at from that perspective. Can you go on further? And they've got the myth of psyche, where you're looking for something which is not there, so that's also there. Okay, let's go to Egypt. Look at this in Egypt. In the Kartoosh, where there are the mummies, there also they got the butterfly, meaning the soul, because the soul goes across generations. So it's shown there also. In the small clipping below the foot of the person, it's there. So that's a circle. You can see that there in the Egyptian painting. Okay, go along. And it's there in all the Egyptian mummies also, you see it. And there's a famous article, I'll come to that later. Then going on to the American continent, we have this famous butterfly, which we called as the monarch butterfly, which is also slowly going to, so this is what we speak about here. The key factor about this butterfly is when it migrates from North Canada to Mexico, it takes about 3-4 lifetimes of a butterfly to migrate one way. So it's, if a grandfather butterfly starts off this one-way seasonal migration, it is a great-grandchild butterfly which reaches Mexico. And from there, when it starts a remigration back up north, it takes back 3 to 4 generations more. If there was no soul, how will they know 8 generations later that they have to go back north? Doesn't this one thing tell you how beautifully how this is? And that is the butterfly we are trying to destroy now. Which speaks about, it's amazing, isn't it? It's not that we know the path, we can go straight away. It's just across generations, across 8 generations, they know the path inherently in them. That's a beautiful explanation. Okay, and here in the Bhasa language, in Indonesia, Bali, you know what it's all called Kupukupu. Okay, and let's get to India, the land where we are from, my wife and myself. I'm going to look at few places for butterfly. Let's look at, if you want, the Hindi language, the national language. It's called Titli. And there are many poems, songs, all that about film songs to poetry, children's poetry, all that which inspire people about butterfly. Okay, let's get on to say, okay, Orissa. It's called Chitra Patanga. Why is it called Patanga? We'll see. Chitra means painting. Anything that's beautiful. Patanga also means a kite. But let's see why it means a kite. I'll leave it a suspense. She'll come and explain that. I'm going to leave that bit of suspense. Okay. And in Andhra Pradesh, the east coast of India, do you know what it's called? Sita Kukka Chiluka. Meaning it's like a sari where a lady wears, in which you got butterfly imprints. It's like Sita's sari. That's what it's called. So it's so beautiful. See how each language, each region looks at a butterfly. And going on to Tamil Nadu, again further down south, it's called Pattam Puchi. Puchi is insect. Pattam is something that's beautiful. Okay, it's like a kite. Okay, that's how they show it. Everywhere they link it to paintings. They link it to various aspects of beautifulness. And going on to both Sindh as well as Gujarat, that region, the Sankranti festival in those regions, which is the onset of the sun coming north, what you call as Uttarayan, or the annual movement of the sun north, they have a big festival. It's called Sankranti. Here I'm sure in Thailand it's called Songkran. Okay, and they celebrate it with kites, all made in the shape of butterfly. Look at how a concept is taken into festival and celebration. Next one. It's beautiful, just colors, all, not just the butterfly. The whole markets are colorful. The people, look at the varieties of butterfly they flow. Kites, patanga, including the Prime Minister of India also takes part in it every year. So that's the thing we have. And now getting on to the particular concept of, I'm going to speak about a few opinions about butterfly. Let's look at Richard Bach, the famous author who's written many books on butterfly. Look at what he says. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the rest of the world calls a butterfly. This is beautiful. So what you think is end is actually the next beginning. That's what Richard Bach says. Oh, you want to do Jones? Okay, fine. Manoj Jones. Look at this. She speaks about the immortality of the Egyptian belief in butterfly when she speaks, when she sees the butterfly engravings in all the mummies. In the sarcophagus in Egypt. That's what she sees there. She mentions that in her book. And then coming on to Muhammad Ali. I'm sure most of you have heard this very famous quote of Muhammad Ali. I float like a butterfly, but sting like a bee. Mm-hmm. All of us heard this. So this concept is right from all through the ages, all through the lands, all through civilizations, generations. You got the concept of butterfly expressed by many people. And the butterfly bee barometer, as all of us have been talking about, this is a key barometer. The way we have got thermometer, barometer, all those meters, this is a real barometer of environment. That's what we need to keep in mind. I think the next aspect is we're going to speak about how butterfly has been expressed in the Indian tradition right through the ages, right from Veda. Actually, when Bhanu asked us to make a presentation, we started searching in the Veda, is there any mention of butterfly? And lo and behold, we are surprised and happily surprised to find that there are 3 verses in the Veda which speak about butterfly so beautifully. And I think that I'll let she should do it because she was the one who sort of got onto it and she took a lot of time in doing research on that.